So now, our perfection of concentration, how to practice the perfection of concentration in How to Understand the Mind by Geshe Kelsang Gyatso, in the section on concentration. So first we should understand what is concentration. The definition of concentration is a mental factor, a part of our mind, that makes its primary mind remain on its object single-pointedly. So it's a part of our mind that makes our main mind remain on its object single-pointedly. Concentration serves to focus our mind on one object. So we need concentration. There's different types. Neutral concentration. Our ability to do anything depends upon our concentration. If we're driving the car and we're not concentrating, it's so dangerous. We're cooking a meal, we're not concentrating, again, dangerous. We won't be able to complete that task. Even making a cup of tea needs a degree of concentration. And we know that the older we get, our concentration begins to fade and we forget. You go up the top of the stairs and you've forgotten why you went upstairs. You have that feeling? Or if you don't have stairs, you just go into a room and you're like, why did I come into this room? You've forgotten, because our concentration becomes weak, and without concentration we cannot complete any tasks. So we need concentration. It makes our mind powerful because we're able to hold on to that object, remember what we're doing, the steps to completing that task. Also, there's negative or non-virtuous concentration, when we focus our mind on harming others, for instance. The concentration we're focusing on here is virtuous, positive concentration, where we take that mind of concentration and we focus it on a positive, virtuous object, an object that will give rise to happiness, any of the stages of the path of self-improvement, meditations on patience, love, compassion, overcoming our delusions, patience, meditations on wisdom. Concentration is very important for our spiritual practice. It says concentration is particularly important for our spiritual practice. Practices such as reciting mantras, listening, contemplating and meditating are effective only if they are done with a concentrated mind. So if we're not concentrating when we're listening, we won't be able to, the instructions won't go in. We won't remember those instructions. Without knowing the instructions, how can we train our mind? How can we practice meditation? Without concentration, how can we practice meditation? We'll forget. Even the meditation we did on our breath, if we have no concentration, so what destroys concentration is distraction. Our mind moves away from the object. So right now our mind is so deeply familiar with moving. The nature of an impure, weak mind is in the nature of movement, because we're distracted, moving from one object to another, trying to find happiness in changing different objects that we're thinking about, even the same. So distraction, we'll look at a little bit later, is the worst obstacle, is the main obstacle to concentration. And with distraction we cannot realize any positive object deeply, which means we cannot transform our mind deeply. We'll never gain that realization of love, compassion, wisdom. So our practice of listening, contemplating, meditating is powerless without concentration. It's like a container. If you have a colander, If you've got a colander, that container is powerless to hold liquid because the holes are like distracting. They're leaking out. The liquid leaks out. So So if our mind is distracted, we're constantly, our concentration is not strong. It wanders off constantly. It's like a leaky pot, leaky mind. So of course it cannot hold anything.